presents Bob and Jay's Pro Football Podcast with your hosts, Bob Katie and Jay Schmidt.
All right, another week in the books.
Yes.
It was a marvelous week 3. People will understand as we go. I had a marvelous week 3 all the way around. But we'll jump in right into the week 3 recap, I guess we should say. Number one, we should say happy birthday to Jay. Jay had his birthday this week.
Yes. Still recovering.
Oh, yeah. He's miserable. He like a trooper, dragged himself out today. And what a day to have a hangover. Just a rainy, crappy day, too.
It is.
So, you know, he could have done the Skype, and we could have done it that way because we do have that on the back burner to get a podcast done regardless, but he trooped it out here.
Yes.
And so we'll say happy birthday, Jay.
Thank you.
Another one in the books.
Don't talk so loud.
We gotta whisper. We gotta whisper. Week 3.
You had a good week.
Yeah, had a real good week. Well, let's start off with the Thursday night game. Washington 21, Giants 32.
Yeah. Giants finally held on to a second half lead.
Yeah, right.
First time this season.
Although Washington was gaining momentum, though.
Yeah.
Washington's a complete friggin' dumpster fire. I still put them on my dumpster fire list. Just miserable.
Yeah.
And the Giants are average.
Yep.
But in that division, their average can win you the division. So
True.
We'll find out when the Giants have to play the Bills this week. How well they're equipped. Falcons at Cowboys. We really saw, Falcons 39, I should say Cowboys 28.
Yes.
The Falcons started slow.
Yeah.
Cowboys started really fast.
That was surprising, actually.
Scared the crap out of me. I was like, oh, no. There goes some of my picks.
Yeah.
My thought with the Cowboys are, in that division, if they can do 50-50 on the rest of the games till Romo comes back, when he comes back, they might have, with that division, they might have a chance to win to win the division even.
Yep. It's true.
So, and the Falcons, Julio Jones is just crazy off the hook. He's the best. Right now, he's the best receiver. I mean, that changes from month to month, week to week during the season, but I would say right at this minute, he's the best receiver so far this season. He's crazy. They went by what his stats were going to be if he kept going on this pace, and it was something like 2,000 some odd yards, 180 some catches. It was ridiculous. Obviously, we're going to wait to see if he gets hurt like he does every season.
Yeah.
But the thing that scares me kind of about the Falcons, if I was a Falcons fan, is their defense kind of soft.
Yeah.
You know? It seems like they're squeaking these out, even the ones they kind of take control over.
Yep.
Their defense doesn't feel like they could fend off. If they don't watch it, they're not going to be able to fend off a fourth quarter with the right team.
Yeah, I feel the same way with them.
It's going to be interesting to see the Falcons against Carolina when that comes up, because it's going to be a real test.
Yeah, it should be a good one.
We had the Saints 22, the Panthers 27.
That was kind of surprising, actually. It was I was surprised it got close, actually.
Oh, you thought the Saints were going to get more? I feel like the Saints need to almost rip down and start over. It feels like they were in free fall the last couple of years. They've been trying to patchwork some stuff, and it's not working. And it's like I feel like they really need to go to the bottom and restart again.
Yeah,
in a way. And Breeze is not getting any younger, and he's having health issues. And
No, it's true.
They got to start looking for a younger quarterback. So they're about so close to being in my dumpster fire category.
Yeah.
Although I think organization, I would never put them there because I think Sean Payton's a good coach, and I think they have the structure there.
Yep.
When I say dumpster fire, I usually mean like top to bottom, owner to last player. They're a mess.
Yeah.
Panthers, listen, Superman Cam and the defense.
Yeah.
That's all needs to be said with those guys.
Yeah.
315
yards.
Yeah. I mean, you figure they would have learned how to stop that guy.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like it.
No.
But like we said, like we were just talking about, Falcons and Panthers. I think that's going to be your division clash for the division, and it's going to be the Falcons' offensive strength against the Panthers' defensive strength. That'll be interesting to see.
Mm-hmm.
I think both of us picked this next one as our upset pick. The Eagles 24, Jets 17.
Yeah.
Again, if I put the Giants at average, I put them on the high side of average.
Mm-hmm.
I'm putting the Eagles on the low side of average.
Yeah.
They didn't look good, really spectacular in doing this at all. Their offense is kind of right there, and you just wonder. Yeah, they're just meh right now. You know what I mean? I guess they're disappointing because of the whole hype we were given with Chip Kelly and everything, and all the moves he made.
Yeah.
The Jets. I'm shocked that the Jets looked that bad.
Yeah.
They just literally took the gun, shot themselves in the foot before they got on the field, and just I mean, Brendan Marshall with that lateral, that was so bad.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, you can't go out the week before the game and say I'm the number one receiver in the NFL and do that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Oh, that was brutal. That was brutal. The one thing I will say about the Jets is Revis is banged up already. Cromartie got a little dinged up in the game before. I don't know if they have the depth to possibly go. Decker wasn't in for this game.
Right.
At wide receiver. I tend to wonder if they have the depth to make it through. To make it through. The only reason why they might not be in the basement of the AFC East is Miami is well, we'll get there.
Yeah.
But Miami is just oh man. Talk about stinking it up.
Yeah.
But that's actually it. I thought the Eagles would come out. I just didn't think the Jets were going to play. I thought the Eagles would play better than they did, and I didn't think the Jets were going to play as bad as they did.
Yeah.
But Bucks, Tampa Bay Bucks 9, Texans 19. Texans finally got off the schneid.
Yeah.
Their defense finally showed up. The Buccaneers, you just feel like they just have they need a little bit more talent and a little bit more time because they seem young.
Yeah.
In another year or so, we might be talking about them making big movement.
Yeah.
Although in the NFL nowadays, it could be a year. The Texans. I think we talked about this last week. How can you have that talent on that defense? Their defense needs to be great because Mallett or Hoyer they're not going to win a game for you. And you don't. I mean, they put together a good running game last week without Foster.
Right.
And I think they have to be prepared to do that because how long's Foster? Never. I don't even know if has he finished a season. If he has, there's only been a couple.
Yeah.
He always
ends up getting hurt.
Yeah, he always ends up getting hurt. But that defense needs to be great for them to win. I think that's their problem.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate because they had really taken care of the quarterback position. They with the way the Colts are going, they would be in prime position.
Yeah.
Prime position. Chargers 14, Vikings 31.
Yeah, wow.
Do you think
Adrian Peterson?
Yeah, well, and then we both agreed with that last week.
Yeah.
AP, feed him it.
Yep.
Feed the monster, and he'll do it. Chargers. Do you think their lack of talent is kind of
I don't know
showing maybe?
That surprised me actually. I thought that was going to be I picked the Chargers there, but I don't know.
You thought it was going to be more competitive.
I thought it would
game.
be closer than that. Jeez, I didn't think Minnesota was going to. I thought I don't know. I don't know. I think maybe they're lacking some talent there, and
it kind of looks like maybe the Chargers are lacking a little bit of defensive talent.
Yeah, I guess.
I think they got some good receivers. They got Phillip Rivers.
Yeah.
They're missing Antonio Gates. I think that's a big thing.
Yeah.
You hate to say it, but you just tend to wonder if Rivers is going to end up being one of those quarterbacks who makes the Hall of Fame without going to a Super Bowl.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Unless because what? He's on the back end, isn't he? Him, Ben, and Eli are.
Yeah.
I mean, they've rounded the bend, and they're headed down the home stretch in their careers.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Ben and Eli both got 2, one for each pocket.
Yep.
And Rivers is tailing with none, not even just an appearance in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So yeah, you just tend to wonder on you hate to see that, but who knows. Maybe. Well, he just got that extension, though. But you never know. Even with the extensions they give nowadays, you never know when a team will decide to cut bait and, you know what I mean? Bless you.
Thank you.
Jay's manning it up. Come on, people. You never know when they decide to cut bait on a franchise quarterback and just restart.
Yeah.
So you tend to wonder if that might happen even with the extension they gave him. Yeah. The next game.
Charge! We're from the town with that great football team. We cheer the Pittsburgh Steelers.
The Steelers won, obviously, if you hear that. So
they held on.
They squeaked one out. The Steelers 12, Rams 6. And, there's only one thing to say about the Steelers in this whole thing. Big Ben out.
Yep.
For 4 to 6 weeks.
Well, I saw the interview on that. The NFL website is saying 4 to 6 weeks, but the Steelers are saying week to week, and Ben himself is even saying week to week.
Really?
He said he's not playing.
That's big.
He said he is not playing Thursday, but after Thursday next week they're going to reevaluate it and see, because
they have a long week. They have 2 weeks.
I wouldn't be surprised if you may see him within maybe only missing one game.
You guys got a schedule coming up too.
I know. They need him.
Yeah.
They need him. But the good thing is we still have Antonio Brown, and we got Bell.
Don't count out Vic yet. Yeah. You know what I mean? I mean,
they're going to adjust the game plan to Mike Vic's style. So
if they get Bell and D'Angelo Hall running, you don't have to do a terrible amount.
Yeah. And you got Antonio Brown, who is incredible.
And I can understand Ben wanting to get back because, man, you're chomping at the bit when you got an offense ready to roll.
Yeah. His only issue is pain right now, and being the MCL sprain with the bone bruise. I guess they said both the bones in his leg kind of clicked together, so he's got a bone bruise. So.
There's been players that have gone through and played with like ruptured MCLs and stuff.
He can play. He's going to probably wear a brace. So he said as long as the pain in his bones is better, he'll be back. So
yeah, and I wouldn't count out Vic. You know what I mean?
No, I think he's still got a freaking cannon on him.
If Vic comes in, if they come in and stomp the Ravens on Thursday night, what's to say that if I was Tomlin, I'd be like, Ben, you're taking another week.
Not going to rush him,
Yeah, it's when Vic self-destructs eventually. You go, okay, now we're ready for you next week.
Yep. And hey, our defense played okay again. So gave up a couple of big plays, but overall they're.
And to be honest with you, one of the teams on that list that I thought was a big oof is the Chiefs, and they're not looking very They're not looking very good.
I didn't get to see a lot of last night's game, obviously, but
they didn't.
They didn't look good.
They
I saw the
they
score.
looked. They look like the minors playing the major league
Really?
team. Yeah,
Huh.
I mean
Huh.
it's weird because I think a lot of it was garbage. A couple of their touchdowns was just
Garbage
kind of
time.
garbage time. It had been decided by the end of the third quarter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, well, we'll get to that anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, they get the Pittsburgh. You guys play the Cardinals. I looked at that and I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, even with Ben, it's just that's just an
that's going to be a tough one. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's a lot could happen between that.
Yeah.
It's a couple weeks away.
Yeah.
Anything, Carson Palmer goes down. That turns out to be a whole different game.
Yeah.
But man, they're just we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Yes.
The Rams. Again, where's their offense? Like
Yeah.
every year, they have a good defense.
Yep.
Offense is just nowhere to be found again.
Yeah.
And that's going to plague them until they figure that shit out. Excuse me, I swore. Ooh, naughty. But,
Yeah.
Rams need an offense, or else they're not going to be very threatening at all.
Yes.
Jaguars 17, Patriots 51. The amazing thing about this game is how they make that they're just like, give the Patriots put them in the championship game now. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, everybody, they played the Jags.
Yeah.
If they went and did that against Green Bay or, Seattle or something, I'd be like, well, okay, two wins like that against two good teams. But number one is they really they didn't look that great against Pittsburgh.
No.
They played Buffalo, and whenever they play Buffalo until Buffalo gets them off their back, they're going to have a psychological edge until this young Bills team can get their shit together and play, because they have the talent to beat them. They just need to get the mental their mental shit together to do it. And then you move on to Jacksonville and cream them like that. I would have been disappointed if they didn't. You know what I mean? If they didn't cream them, I would be disappointed. But I'm just like, I think everybody needs to relax. They played the Jaguars and did what they were supposed to do against them.
Right.
I mean, and the Jags still look bad, and the Patriots still look good.
Yeah.
I think that's all that needs to be said there.
Yeah.
One thing I was kind of surprised about, how that there's actually that much of a distance between Brady getting his 400, the distance between him and Peyton on the touchdowns. I thought Brady would have been almost even ahead of him by now.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I was surprised at that too when I saw that.
Because Peyton missed a whole year.
Right.
And I don't know how many years are between them and starting their career. At least 3 or something, isn't it? I think 3.
I would say.
Yeah. So that kind of surprised me. I mean, eventually, unless he gets hurt for some reason, he should become that at some point.
Yeah.
The leading touchdown guy. But Bengals 28, Ravens 24.
Yeah, Bengals squeaked one out there.
The Bengals look good during the season. What? I'll take the Bengals every single week, except when they play Buffalo. Every single week during the regular season. As soon as the playoffs start, I'm jumping off that bandwagon as fast as I can. But they look like they're just racking up the wins.
I was hoping Baltimore would win.
Yeah, you were trying to take the lesser of two evils there.
I don't want an 0-3 team to come into town.
Yeah, I know. You don't want
scary.
the Bengals to go to 3-0. You don't want 0-3 Ravens.
Yeah.
Especially with your quarterback in flux issue. Because regardless, even if Michael Vick can steady the ship and everything, coming back on a short week and thrown into the fire, he was just signed in the halfway through the preseason, partway through.
Right.
That's a lot. That's a lot there.
Yep.
And the Ravens look old and slow.
Yeah.
I can't stress that enough. They just look old and slow, and they can't. It feels like they just run out of gas to hang with anybody anymore. Raiders 27, Browns 20. I think the Raiders could. I think the Raiders could end up taking somebody out of the playoff run down the stretch.
They're pretty impressive so far.
I think they're a couple of years away, but I think they could definitely. I wouldn't sleep on them. That's for sure.
No, I mean it was only Cleveland, but still, it's a good win.
Yeah,
come across the country, play in Cleveland.
Yeah, and Cleveland just. You know what? I think I noticed this last year. To a certain point, Cleveland goes on a very good stretch once in a while where they look good. I mean, Cleveland did look pretty good in this game.
Yeah,
McCown looked decent.
Yep.
They played good. They looked good. I think they. So I'm taking them for now. I'm going to take them off my dumpster fire.
Yeah.
Because I think Pettin could be a good coach. He's a good defensive coordinator. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
I just think they need more talent.
Yeah.
Especially offensively. I don't think they have. I don't think Pettin has what he needs to mold a team the way he wants it to run. Colts 35, Titans 33. Talk about squeaking one out finally. Yeah. But then again, it's the Colts against their division.
Yeah,
they seem to do that.
Luck is 7-0 versus Tennessee, and they've won, I guess, 13 out of the past 14 division games.
That's ridiculous.
Like that.
That's ridiculous. That's like just punch the ticket right to the playoffs.
Yep.
That's so ridiculous.
Yep.
And the Titans, they didn't look. They hung in there.
Yeah.
And everything, but then the Colts aren't exactly the great team right now, so you tend to wonder where that. I think the Titans are just young and need some more talent.
Yeah.
They got issues, but I think they've got the main issue solved. I think Mariota is going to be the real deal.
Yeah, he looks like it.
Yeah, I think they just need. And you know what? I always liked Wisenhunt.
Mm-hmm.
I liked him in Pittsburgh.
Yep.
I liked him with the Cardinals. I think he got a raw deal. I think obviously nowadays it goes with a coach only goes so far as a quarterback goes, and I think that they took a swing at Cobb at quarterback and it bit him in the ass. And that's what got him fired down there. But him matched up with Mariota as his quarterback, that could be that could be a dangerous thing when they put some more people around him. That could be really dangerous. 49ers 7, Cardinals 47.
Yeah.
Holy crap. The Arizona's on a tear.
Yep.
Like they are.
San Francisco is in trouble.
Cardinals, Patriots, Packers are just all on a fucking tear. Those three teams are just brutal right now. They're just such on a tear. Yeah, the 49ers, lack of talent is showing. I wouldn't call them a dumpster fire because I think they have the organizational things in place. I just think they just don't. Everybody jumped off that ship and retired this year, or got out of Dodge.
Yep.
I mean that it kind of explains why Harbaugh got the hell out.
Yep.
Let me see. Bears 0, Seahawks 26. Well, the Bears have now joined the dumpster fire brigade in my.
Their first time
Bob's dumpster fire.
02.
Yeah. They are officially there, folks.
Yeah.
Dumpster fire.
Yep.
And I think the Seahawks, they're just going to progress getting better every week if they stay reasonably healthy. The thing is if they can find out how to use Jimmy Graham like he was used in New Orleans, that would be dangerous.
Yeah.
That would be really dangerous. What's that?
The Bills make me wanna shout. Kick your heels up and shout. Throw your hands up and shout. Throw your head back and shout. Come on now, the Bills are making it happen now.
No one circles the wagon
now, come on and
like
shout.
The Buffalo Bills. No one.
Oh, I didn't want to hit that twice. Yes, my Bills won. They didn't only win.
Yeah, they win big.
They won big time against Miami. That's the biggest blowout they've given Miami in Miami.
Yeah, that's
big time.
41-14.
41-14, yeah.
Yep.
Miami's officially on my dumpster fire list from owner all the way down.
Yeah,
I think their coaching is terrible. They spent a lot of money on Ndamukong Suh, and they're not putting him in a position to win.
No.
At all. You know what? And I don't particularly like Ndamukong Suh. His talent is obvious.
Yeah.
But it's not his fault. they're asking him to come from Detroit and what he spent a career doing great and telling him to do a completely different defense and be a completely different player.
Yeah.
And it has who is the defensive back? Asamoah? He's the guy for the Raiders who signed that big free agent contract and totally biffed with Philadelphia, but they asked him to do a completely different than what he was doing. And same with what's his face there? Who's the defensive tackle from Tennessee signed that huge one in Washington, and then his fat ass did nothing. You know who I'm talking about too.
Yeah.
And then the Patriots ended up trying him out in like a traded for him, and then he turned into nothing. And I can't think of him. Well, if anybody knows what we're talking about, you know who we're talking about. And I got it right in the tip of my tongue, and I can't even bring it up.
Yeah.
But he's a prime example of that too. You get somebody who's done something, played that way to make their career. You got to put them in the position to, you know what I mean, to do that. You have to. Peyton Manning's different right now because I don't think he can physically do what he used to do.
Right.
But these, I mean, the Miami game was just, Miami looked like they were like somebody, nobody told them that it was a real football game.
Yeah.
That's the way they looked.
Yeah, and that was our home opener, too.
Yeah. It was brutal.
Yeah,
a lot of empty seats, too, before the game, during the game.
Yeah.
Buffalo, Tyrod Taylor, I think, is definitely the real deal.
Yeah.
He is, he's accurate. He's smart with the football. He can move. He can throw. He's, I think we finally got the jewel dropped in our lap after 15 friggin' years.
Yeah.
And the Bills' rookie running back, Carlos Williams, I don't think McCoy's going to play this week. But Williams, that guy is a beast. He reminds me of a little bit smaller, leaner, and maybe faster Jerome Bettis.
Yeah.
He explodes into there like you wouldn't believe. And then if he doesn't drag people along with him, if he cuts loose, he's gone. So, I mean, he's just that kid. I think they're going to ride that kid this week and for the upcoming weeks. They found a steal with that. And Darby, their rookie defensive back, who got scorched in the preseason. Everybody was like, ooh, he's had a pick in every game.
Nice.
So, no, he didn't have a pick last week because we didn't against New England. But he had a pick in the first game and this last game, and the Bills' defense came. I believe when what Rex Ryan said, the bounce back for this team started in the fourth quarter against New England in that game.
Yep.
That I think that truly did happen. And it just carried over. It's awesome that they got Charles Clay to score the first touchdown against his former team.
Yeah.
Let him go. So.
Yeah,
that was kind of nice. Yeah, that was a fun one. That was fun to watch. Haven't been that relaxed during a Bills-Dolphins game, and I don't know when. Even in the heyday with Kelly and Marino, it was always nail biting. Never felt like a blowout. This one was like a good old fashioned beat down. Broncos 24, Lions 12. The Broncos seem to the great defense and their offense. I noticed some changes already to get Manning more comfortable.
Yeah.
So you can see the progression the offense is making.
Yeah.
So they're just going to be getting, if they stay healthy, they're just going to be getting better through the season.
Yep.
And the way the Chiefs have been looking, I think they're going to take command of this division real soon.
Yeah.
The Lions falling.
Yeah. 0-3.
Yeah.
Worst start since 2010.
Did they lose the first week?
Yeah, they're 0-3.
Who did they play? Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That was the upset pick. The Chargers or the Lions. Yeah. Yeah. Terrible defense.
Yep.
Terrible defense. Again, you kind of feel the whole Matthew Stafford, Calvin Johnson is going to be just a wasted period of time.
Yeah.
They're never going to get to a Super Bowl.
Nope.
A lot of talent there on offense. They can't seem to. And I don't know what's going. They weren't they didn't lose anything on offense. I don't know why they're so in a shambles.
Yeah.
You know, their defense, I understand. They lost Sue, which, you know, I mean, even though they got Nada, I mean, you would think there would be some. The whole thing's just weird.
Yeah.
It's weird that they've just taken a complete nosedive. In the Monday night game, Chiefs 28, Packers 38. I didn't see much of this game either. I read more about it, but I read a lot about it. And from what it seems is, I mean, I was following the score on my app as the game was going on, and I mean, for the Packers, it's everybody in it's everybody and Aaron Rodgers. It's anybody you want to put out there and Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, 5 touchdowns, 333 yards.
What, Jones there? He was literally flipping burgers or something.
Yeah.
He was on the street.
Yeah.
He was like looking to get an insurance job or something, delivering packages, whatever, and like bang.
Nope.
He's slinging, you know, he's just in there catching touchdown passes from Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, that guy's off the hook.
Yep.
You know, I mean, I know everybody's raving about Brady right now, but Aaron Rodgers is ridiculous.
Yep.
Just off the chain. And especially if he stays healthy. I know he got a little gimpy at the end of last year.
Yeah.
But if he stays healthy, forget about it. He's just going to rip everybody a new one.
Yeah.
You know, although I will say my Bills did give Aaron Rodgers the worst game of his career last year in winning and beating them in Buffalo. So every team is fallible. Every team can be beaten. But right now, going to Lambeau Field I wouldn't want to do. I don't think we play them this year, do we? No, I don't think the Bills played. No, the Bills played the Packers last year. Thank God. Thank God. I don't want to go. I don't want to go play them this year. It's bad enough I'm going to play. Bills have to play the Patriots twice a year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Jesus. And the Chiefs are just. They didn't give up because it went to 14-0 and then they scored, but I think their problem right now is they can't generate enough offense, and Alex Smith is showing his limitations big time.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they don't have for some reason, oddly, whatever Andy Reid is doing, they don't seem to be able to manufacture offense with Alex Smith at quarterback. You know, so you know, Alex Smith had his greatest seasons in San Francisco at the end there, and Kaepernick had his too in San Francisco. The common denominator seems to be Greg Roman, who is now the offensive coordinator in Buffalo, making Tyrod Taylor look great.
Yeah.
So, you know, that guy definitely seems to know his offense. And especially, you know, he's going to be one of them. They're going to call him one of them quarterback gurus or whatever.
Yeah.
5 winners, 5 losers. I'll go with my winners. Bills, Eagles, Colts, Seahawks, Bengals. I think they're kind of obvious. The Eagles and the Colts just for getting a win. Just for finally getting off the schneid. Buffalo for the bounce back. Seattle for getting a win, but kind of getting Cam Chancellor back. Kind of feels like they're getting in there. And the Bengals, you know, the Bengals not only going 3-0, but they beat a big division rival as a road team on the road. So,
yeah.
Your 5 winners?
Colts, Falcons, Steelers, Bills, and Texans. The Colts for
getting a win.
Atlanta for getting a pretty big win at Dallas, I thought. Even though Dallas is banged up. Steelers for holding on after losing their franchise quarterback. And Bills for going down to Miami, beating a division rival handedly.
Yeah.
And Houston for getting a win.
Yeah. My 5 losers. I put the Steelers at the top just for the loss of Ben. You know what I mean? But that might not. That might not mean anything. I just put it as that was my first thought when I thought of who, not necessarily winning and losing sometimes, but just like even though the Steelers won, I felt like, oh, they lost Ben. If anybody, they lost Ben. You know what I mean? Which might not be a bad thing at all. That's just my take on it for this week. Next week they could be in the winners going, oh, Michael Vick's pretty good or whatever, you know. Dolphins because they look like a dumpster fire. Cowboys, they're struggling to survive.
Yep.
Jets looked a lot worse than which Jets team is going to show up, basically. And the Chiefs just getting I mean, that's 2 weeks in a row. I guess not last week, because last week Peyton kind of the Broncos stole it from I don't know how you want to feel about last week with them against the Broncos, but they didn't beat the ones they're supposed to be fighting for the division with.
Yeah.
They didn't get the job done, and that was in Kansas City too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
At home, you can't, just like Buffalo with the Patriots, you can't, but they were very close, kind of that very heartbreaking, they should have won that game.
Yeah.
And then it felt like, I know they're going up to Lambeau Field to play Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, but they got manhandled.
Yeah.
I mean, that was like Dad taking the kid kicking and screaming out to the back shed and giving him a whooping. That looked like what Adrian Peterson did to his kid. Oh, where's the button?
Hey, don't do that.
Had to throw that one in there. Your losers?
San Fran, Detroit, Chicago, Dallas, and Washington. San Fran just looks like a mess.
Yeah.
Same with Detroit, Chicago. Dallas, I think they're in trouble.
Yeah.
And Washington, that's
dumpster fire.
Yeah. So
my surprise is, and you know what? I don't care if I'm being a homer or not. It was Buffalo handling them like that.
Mm-hmm.
I would have never thought they would have that surprised the shit out of me.
Yeah. I
that's
think I'll go with that one too.
Yeah, I mean, I just didn't think they would. They just manhandled them.
Yeah.
And my disappointment. You know what? I went with the Chargers and Lions, but I crossed that off after last night's game, and I went with the Chiefs. They're entering year-long disappointment if they don't do something fast.
Yeah, mine I think was San Diego. I was a little disappointed.
Yeah,
they would put up a little more fight there, but
they were on my list. But it feels like the Chiefs could be more of an epic fall.
Yeah.
If they continue the line.
Yep.
And that's the Week 3 in recap. Now we're going to go on to our picks for Week 4. And if I had a button that played some music, like hopefully we'll have at some point, we will. But Week 4, Ravens Steelers. Oh, I know you're going with.
Well, this is going to be a close game, I think. It always is a tough game, but Pittsburgh at home, I think they're going to pull it out.
I'm going to go if it's strictly the fact of no Ben. I'm taking the Ravens, but I agree with you. It's going to be a tight game.
Yeah.
There's no way the Steelers are going to fall apart.
Yeah.
I don't think the Ravens have it to put a beating on anybody falling apart even if they were falling apart.
Yeah.
The Ravens don't have that. But just because of the question mark of Michael Vick right now on a short week, like we discussed, on a short week, signed later in preseason, it's just a lot of. I just went with the Ravens being 0-3 and desperate. It's a bad position for the Steelers to be in right now. The only thing that could make it worse is if it was at Baltimore.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'm going to take the Ravens on that. Just because I don't know. I'll feel better when I see that game and see what the Steelers are going to be without Ben, dependent on his length of not being in there. Jets at Miami in London. That's right, in London. 9 a.m. game. Oh, brutal.
I guess I'll call this my upset of the week because I'm going to go with Miami there.
After last week, yeah.
So I think I was my upset of the week.
I was looking at that, but to be honest with you, I didn't really. I didn't know if I could call that an upset.
Yeah, I don't know.
The Jets
but
looked
after
pretty
the way
bad.
Yeah, but I don't know.
The Jets looked pretty bad. It might help Miami to get out of the country to play on a more of a neutral site. I know Miami's home, but I'm taking the Jets. I think I look at what the Bills defense did to Miami, and the Jets are probably the next best. I mean, it's pretty much what the Jets did to the Colts, what the Bills did to the Colts. I think it's going to be a mirror image. That defense is going to torture Tannehill, you know? They've got no running game. I think Miami's definitely going to be an epic fail for this year. A matter of fact, I'll state it now. I think Philman gets fired. I think he gets fired by the end of the season. I think he has to if it keeps going this way. He has to. There has to be a major resurrection, and I don't think he's the guy who can do it.
Yeah,
I don't think he's that type of coach. So I'll take the Jets on that. Raiders, Bears. Oh, we'll just say it, Raiders.
Yeah,
we're both picking Raiders on that one. I don't even need to look at your sheet. Texans, Falcons.
Atlanta. There, I went with.
I did too.
Yep.
They seem to squeak it out regardless. So
yeah,
and I don't think the Texans can get off to a fast start.
No.
Fast enough start. So, Chiefs at Cincinnati.
I took Cincinnati.
I did too. I think the Chiefs are just scurrying and scratching right now, and the Bengals are just doing what they're doing. Regular season Bengals. Jags at Colts.
Yeah.
You know, if they barely squeak by the Jags, then there's real problems. But the Colts have that crazy interdivisional record.
Yep.
Eagles, Redskins.
Where am I here? Oh, Philadelphia there.
Yeah, I went Philly too.
Yep.
Not many people I'm going to pick. Not many times I'm going to pick the Redskins at all this year, unless no, I'm just not going to pick them. Put them up against the Browns or the Jags or something, maybe. But Panthers at Tampa Bay. I went with Panthers.
Yeah, me too.
I don't see Tampa being able to handle what Carolina's got.
Yep.
Giants at Buffalo.
I went with the Bills.
For the second week in a row, I'm going to pick my team. I'm going to pick the Bills. Yeah, I think Eli is going to have a terrible day because what I've noticed was the Colts did it, the Patriots did it, or I should say the Colts attempted to do it, the Patriots did it, and the Dolphins attempted to do it, is get the ball out as fast as possible. And as you know, being a Steelers fan, sometimes you don't have to get a lot of sacks. All you need is those pressures, and they don't make accurate throws, and interceptions happen. The Bills, I believe, are leading the league in interceptions, so that's proof that's happening. And this whole thing of the Patriots have the blueprint against the Bills. The Patriots are the Patriots.
Yeah.
If everybody could take the blueprint of the Patriots, then they'd be all flying through the whole league. You know what I mean?
Right.
The Patriots are just the Patriots. It's more, I think at this point with the Buffalo, it's more of a psychological thing than it is a talent thing at this point. So, yeah, I think Eli does not have Eli's more of a really drop back and really look. He doesn't I've never seen Eli with a fast release.
Yeah.
And their offensive line and running backs, Beckham's and the one thing that I think I said in week 1 that was disturbing about the Giants was not the decision that Coughlin and Eli and whoever's fault that Cowboys thing was. It was how Tony Romo went through them like butter all the way down, and how the Falcons came back on them to win the game.
Yeah.
They seem to have, and Washington started that last. I mean, they can't hold the lead. Their defense is not good.
No.
Their defense is not good. The Browns at Chargers.
San Diego there.
San Diego, yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I think San Diego's going to bounce back. I think San Diego is an 800 football team. I think they're going to, beat the teams they should, and I think they're going to lose to some of the better teams. Packers, 49ers.
Oh, Green Bay all the way there.
That should be devastating.
Yeah.
Right now, I don't want to wait. I want to see on Sunday. I want to see Packers Cardinals. I want to see what that would be like week 4. You know what I mean? With those two teams just red hot right now. That would be outstanding. But I don't even know if they play each other this year.
I don't know.
Yeah, I took the Packers, obviously. That's without that. If the 49ers get throttled like that, like they did against the Cardinals, oh, man, like a wood chipper. I don't know how you come back from 2 games back-to-back like that and even if you feel like you want to live.
Yeah.
That's got to be so just Rams at the Cardinals.
Arizona there.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Rams give them a run.
Yeah.
Because the Rams seem to play everybody in their division close, regardless of the talent level they're at. But I don't think they have enough offense to overcome the Cardinals.
No.
Vikings, Broncos.
I went with Minnesota.
I did too, and that's my upset pick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I you know what? I don't know if I can explain why. I just think the Vikings might catch the Broncos taking care of their defense, trying to fix their offense.
Yeah.
And a straight dose of Adrian Peterson might nullify that defense a bit.
Yeah.
So that's I went with Vikings too, but that is my upset pick. What was your upset pick?
Miami, I guess.
Oh, that's right, Miami. Yeah, that was your upset pick.
But I took Minnesota too, so either one.
Cowboys, Saints. Oh,
this was a tough one for me,
but yuck, isn't it?
Yeah, I went New Orleans.
I went Cowboys.
Get off.
I think New Orleans can't. They just don't have it. I think even the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys' offensive line is going to be the difference. I think they're just going to block the sun out and run their running back, keep the ball out of Wheaton's hands.
Mm-hmm.
And they have the great Matt Castle that the Bills traded him.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that guy. I'm cut. I'm not cut. I'm traded. I'm what? I'm who, where, what? And Monday night, Lions at Seattle.
Seattle there.
Yeah, I went with Seattle, too. Oh, and by the way, last week's picks, Bob went 16-0. There it is, folks.
Yep.
Undefeated week. Which I have first week I was 10-6, second week I was 9-7. Week 3 last week I was 16-0, so nice. I've got a good start going.
I was 13-3. So
nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hanging
All
in
right.
there.
Oh, that's right. This is going to be a competitive run to the finish on this one.
Yeah, we got to get a running tally going here one of these days.
Yeah, I got to learn how to add someday. Well, mine would be easy. I think mine is what? Not. Oh no, shit. That's different. 25 and 13.
12.
I think. Am I doing that right? Can't tell. No, I'm wrong on that. I'm way wrong. I can't count.
I am
35 and 13.
I am 30 and 4, 7, 30 and 18.
You must have done really good week 1.
I did 12 and 4 first week.
Yeah, I did 10 and 6.
And then I followed it up with a 5 and 11 last 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, last week was hard. Even I squeaked out a 9 and 7, but that's not too. Yeah, and then this 16-0. You did really good this week too. I was hoping you would have mucked up a little bit more because the hammering the 16-0.
You're up 5 games on me.
Yeah, that's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. Well, those are our picks, folks. Jay muscled through it. He's alive after a long night at the beer garden. How was the boot?
Very good.
The boot was good.
Very good. Everything was very good.
Me and John missed it because John had to work, so we're going to make up with Jay and get him back to the beer garden, feed him some beers.
Yep.
And make him pay for another night out at the beer garden. But yeah, those are our picks, and I guess we will see you next week for our Week 5 picks and Week 4 recap on Bob and Jay's Pro Football Podcast. Say goodbye now.
Goodbye.
From Homebrew Studios, this has been Bob and Jay's Pro Football Podcast, brought to you by Bob and John's Super Duper Variety